Hey everybody. Now guess what? It's video time again here at the old garage. And what do I got in front of me today? Well, I got my kid's laptop, and I'm finding out that this is common with HPs, especially the 2000 series. So if you notice, we got a nice new screen. Amazon, you're amazing. One day. Couldn't believe it. So I'm gonna put that right there for right now. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and replace this screen. So first off, make sure the battery's out. I'll show you that the screen, you can barely see it. You'll see like a faint cracks down through here, and then you'll see the black going through and then the greenish color on the outside. Okay, see, there we go. Enough about that. Make sure that you're on a nice platform. You've got everything clean around you that you can do, and yada yada yada. Remember, this is at your own. And I'm gonna bring out Magical Phone. So if we have any close-up stuff that I need to take pictures of or whatever, we'll be able to do it. The tools I'll be using: little flat tip, another tiny flat tip, some poppers, and tweezers. Okay, got her open, and then just double check, see what you got behind it. There might be a chance that you might have to leave kind of a support depending on how much stuff you remove out of here. So here we go. First things first, we'll go after the little screws down in here. They're in a little cover plate, and if it gets too nuts, you can always whip out and this is going to be a full video, so if you want to fast forward and stuff, you can do that. Just take your little buttons, put them off to the side somewhere so that you can go ahead and reuse them next time. And the story behind this is my son was watching a video, and then all of a sudden it happened. I trust my son. My son ain't a liar. He's not going to lie to me about this. And he's very respectful of his stuff. So anyways, before anybody says, well, he probably had something in there. No, he was actually watching a video. So what you go after now is these little screws down here at the base. Okay, takes a couple little turns. Take Mr. Fingernails. What I like to do is I put my screws in pods, so I know exactly where they go, and I know how many. So then I take those two out. Okay. From here, you can use a little wedge piece, come in around, pop it up, or you can use your fingernail. Don't worry about the screen right now, due to the fact the screen is trashed, but you don't want to hurt any wiring or anything else. So you just basically want to come around, get in there just to separate the piece without breaking. And it seems like it's going to break, but it don't. So then once you get started there, start working it around. Remember, your camera's up here, so just kind of come around, come up through there, work your finger down through here. It'll pop, it'll crack, perfectly normal. Like I said, the screen I'm not worried about. The screen is trashed. So just keep working around. And there might be a shot over here that you might have to grab and pop it up, just so you can get your meat hooks in there and pop it around. Okay, so you just be careful. If you feel like the plastic is gonna get there and break, stop, collect your thoughts, and then go back into it. Okay, but see, coming up, just going around. Now when you get to that top crown, okay, you want to be careful because, like I said, your camera's sitting right there. So when you go up here, you pop away from the camera. And when I mean pop away, you pop and roll this way. Okay? And there you go. There's your little shroud cover. Okay? And you're going to have to probably lay it down a little bit just so that you can weasel it and make sure that everything is out of the way. It can be a little bit of a tiresome turd. I might take half of this out. Okay. Because what you're messing with is basically the lip at the bottom. Okay? So then just roll it a little bit, work with it. You've already got it out that way. So what you got, and I'll show you when I get it out of there. But you just want to be careful of everything that's sitting down there, ribbons, what have you. And when you go back in, what you're fighting with is this, the lip. Okay? So what you do is just put it off to the side. Okay? Now, with that being said, there's your screen, your replacement screen. Grab your replacement screen, just kind of look at it. Okay, yeah. And then I'm going to put it off on the safe spot so I know I don't have to worry about anything happening. Alright. It is a little bit funky and dirty, but that is okay. So, from here, you've got a flat pack screw that sits right here. And you want to take it out. Put it off the side. Another flat screw here. Now, we're not going to take out the webcam. I'm going to show you something, and hopefully y'all will understand what I'm going to do, but that's to keep us from having to worry about anything. And then you come down here at this base screw, and clean the funk out of it. Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Okay. Get that one out. And basically what this is doing, this is holding the there's a kind of like a little assembly, and it's holding that piece in there. So what we'll do is we'll go over it. Basically it keeps it secured inside there. Anybody want any leftover pizza? Whoopsie. That's alright. Another reason why I carry tweezers. I know. You like them? Revlon. Couldn't find the regular tweezers I was normally using. Okay, from there, we go ahead, bring it up, and then you just slowly look down in here. Okay? Now, when you do this, it's going to come forward a little bit. Just keep your Wi-Fi stuff up there. It won't go anywhere. Just look around, and you're going to notice something. And sitting right inside is the ribbon. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn a little bit so that everybody can watch this. And then you just kind of stiff your finger right down inside. Okay? And you just kind of peel it up. Be very careful with it. Remember, it's just ribbon. Okay, so then we'll go ahead, leave it up there so it doesn't get all crazy. Now, one thing you can do, and I will recommend this, is I grab a little bit of tape. Just regular painter's tape. Because one, it doesn't adhere too much. It becomes user friendly. This also reminds you of your ribbon. So, like I said, we've got split. The ribbon wants to go back and be with its friend, but you just put a little dab of it right here, just a little bit, just so it holds it out of the way. Okay? And don't worry, it's not going to take the stickiness off. But like I said, you just want to make sure that your ribbon for your stuff is healthy. Okay? So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll peel it back and just put it right there. Okay? And then you follow the ribbon down and it should be okay. Okay, now with that being said, okay, follow me so far? You're going to have 3 screws on each side. You got them hidden. Okay, now what we're going to do is go ahead, pull out a little bit, and what this does is so that you can use it, or so that it'll come out of there. Now, one thing I also want to do is actually go after these other screws. That's why I have that right there, because I know what's going to happen. This is the hinge piece, and the hinge piece, after we take these out, she is going to be floppy. So put those off to the side. Take that. Pull that. Okay. And if worse comes worse, we grab Mr. Tweezers. There we go. This will help us be able to facilitate this a little bit better. Because what that is for the hinge. Okay. And we've got this taped up and we're good. Now here comes the 3 screws. You kind of want to use this as a back support back here. You slowly come in and you go after your 3 screws. There we go. Always works when you got the right screwdriver. You take your 3, remember those. These go together. These are your other ones. These would be your side screws. Okay. Now the reason why we're doing this is I'll show you in a second. Ah! We lost the screw. Don't worry, we'll get it back. I'm not really sweating it. I've done a couple of, this is my first laptop, but I've done some phones, done a DS3, a couple other things for the families. Okay. And then we just, like I said, trying to keep that upright for right now. Switch back over here. Get out the magic screwdriver that we know works. Okay. And you can pull back out a little bit. Not too much. That metal bracket that's holding, I'm going to put those screws over here. The retaining the screen, that is part of the lid assembly. So that it stays. So, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. As long as we can get that one screw back. There we go. Got that screw. So we got one more screw left. I know, isn't this riveting? I rate this right up there with a root canal from a blind man. Okay, that one is kind of stuck, but here we go. Remember what I said. Here's your cable. Okay. Just kind of peel it off there. Just gently. Okay. And what you can do is go back here. See, even from manufacturing, when they did it, when they built this, they just stuffed the cable or the ribbon. Wow. Talk about unbelievable. Okay, so anyways, I'm just going to put the tape back over it. Okay? Tape will hold it in place. Notice that everything's there. So we're good. Now, let's go after the missing screws, shall we? I see one already. And I'll grab it. Grab it. By the way, these quantum lights, Harbor Freight. If you use rechargeables, they're not bad. And if you use standards, they're okay too. So, now that we've got that, we can pull this little piece out here. There we go. Uh-oh. Where'd you go? Uh-huh, you fell that way. Alright. Okay. Now that we're here, this is your old screen. Okay. Nice foo-foo and pretty and all that. Okay. So then what you have is this little piece of tape. You want to keep the tape. Do not, and I repeat, do not discard or peel the tape off, because the tape is actually what holds the ribbon cable in there. Okay, so what we do, just kind of peel it up, and like I said, if you don't want to damage the ribbon cable. Okay, so then you come back in here, you've got your little wires. Okay, and then what this is over there. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna this tape all nasty. And then you kind of pull back a little bit. It's kind of glued and taped. Be very careful, but you pull up on the tape, kind of together, and you just slowly slide it out. You gotta be delicate. You gotta be baby fingered. And there you go. And you can see the cracks in there now. And the splotches and the sneeze marks and what have you. That was it. That's the easy part. Because you know if it's broke, it's broke. Now we gotta go back in. When you go to do this part, 2 things I recommend. Lay that on there. Okay? And then the second thing is, I'll show you. That came with it because they were shipping it. So then what we do, we take that, come back over here, lay it gently back on there, and then we go ahead and slide it up there. No touchy. And then you take your cables, and like I said, just be gentle. If you ever messed with a computer or something and ever had to do ribbon cables, it's very similar, except it's just a little bit of a booger. And like I said, you gotta be careful with the tape. Make sure that you're going in the exact way you're supposed to. And it just slides right in. Okay. Then you just take that, put the tape back down, fight with the ribbon as usual, because it likes to fight. Flatten it back the way it should be. Don't press too hard. Make sure that all your connections are connected. And then come in on the sides. You'll see the brass in there. And you just wedge it gently on each way to make sure that it's in there. Okay? Then we go in reverse. So then what we do is we take her, put her back up here, gently, switch glasses, and put it back in this little holding case, or its holding brackets. Okay? And just work it around till everything. And you never have to be really forceful with computer stuff. I will give them credit. But now I'm starting to see something. Maybe there is a reason why these are popping as bad as they are. Because up here on this one, there's a real weird bear of a tightness. Alright, so then what we do, grab a screw. I like to go for the middle if I can. Okay. And if not, I'll go for a top one and lose the screw. The screws are a little bit tedious, so you just kind of keep losing the screws and you just gingerly start. Don't do crazy and just start wrenching, because what we're going to do is we're going to loosely put this stuff in, make sure everything fits fine, and then we will go ahead and tighten down. So then we got this little piece up here. But see, this is what I'm talking about, is after you go ahead and you put this thing all together, up here and this piece right here, it's pretty snug. I understand for a thing, but it seems like there's a lot more pressure than what really needs to be there. That's alright. So we grab the other 3 screws. Now what you might have to do is squeeze it, line it up and squeeze it, so at least you can get this first screw in there. anytime you ever have a screw that decides to cross thread, don't keep going. Just back it out, and then when you're going, and leave it in the groove, and when you feel it kind of like give you a little click feeling, then go back the other way. And basically what that is telling you is it's lining up with the threads. So it's a way of kind of helping you out. Okay. Now that you got your last one in, go ahead, screw it down. Just gently, but not, you don't have to gorilla tighten it. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. The way the thing is it tries to bow it inward on the centerpiece. Okay, so you take that, go around there, and we come back over here to our other little screws. And tighten them up. Just make sure they're nice and snug. Don't gorilla tighten them. Don't do it till you strip them out, because just in case if you ever have to come back, you don't have to worry about replacing screws. Okay, now that that's done, okay, now we go back down here. Take a look at this. Peel this up. Remember, don't go too crazy. Take the tape, put it off the side. If you want, grab the ribbon, press it back on there, and that piece is done. Okay? And then you take your screws that hold the top up. It's kind of bad having fat fingers. My sausage fingers! I love sausage, but not on my fingers. Okay, so now got that one up there. And what those do is basically hold the screen in right then and there. So what we'll do next is we'll take the next one and we grab our other screws. Okay, and let's see, there's going to be the screws in the bottom. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to put said B screws back in. Okay, see, like I said, this ain't that hard of a job. It just looks intimidating. I mean, heck, I've done family's computers, though. I've done like hard drive replacements, keyboard replacements, upgraded RAM. I wish I'd made those videos because that could help people. I mean, now we got the bezel. But what I want to do first is, take the bezel. No longer need this. You put that off to the side. Okay. Make sure that your cord and cables are everything is where they're supposed to be. And you fish it back down there. And you'll notice that it'll actually fight you a little bit. It's like, no, I don't want to go. But you got to gently work with it. And you might have to work it, pop it in on one side and roll it and pop it in on the other side. Okay. And then it just gently slides down. Okay, so then the biggest thing is when you get down there, because see how it's trying to sit right here? Well, if you go too much, you lose the gap. So you need to find, see, like that? I just found the best gap. Boom, boom, boom. So then you gotta go back up here, you take a look, El Snapo. Okay. Now you go back down here. Don't want to press too crazy down here at the bottom. I'll show you a thing here in a second. So then you take your screws and you put them over here. Okay. But screen's still looking pretty. A happy screen with happy trees. So then we go ahead, we put this other one over here. I can hear the neighbor kids. Okay. Then we take the cover piece. Like I said, your little cover buttons. Put them back over your hole. So it looks like you did this straight from factory. unless it keeps falling off. And then you get in the fetal position and you cry. Okay. And you just kind of run all over there a bit. And then you take the same thing over here. It's got a kind of a sticky, reusable, within reason. Okay, and voila, you was almost done. So you'll notice down here you'll have that gap. Okay, and you have that gap sitting right here. That's where you do it from this side. Okay, see, you just kind of clip it and clip it. You don't have to press it while it's on the screen. Now I'm going to give this a shot. I'm not promising anything with my son's battery. Anybody who's had a Hewlett Packard has known that these batteries do not last for long periods of time. So all I want to see is a screen come up. Oh, goody, goody, goody! We did it! Yay! Go team, go team, go team, go team, go team! Yay! Yay! Let's see what she does, shall we? Hey everybody, it's Trav. I just got done going through and after making my son happy and everything, I wanted to come back down here and take a look at this. If you look at where the crack is, follow my finger, you can see it. But you see this little mark right here? That's where it looked like something was holding it, or where the faceplate was up against. But what I did notice is if you look, there's a little bitty valley right here. Focus. Focus. We must have focus. Anyways, right about where my finger is, you can see that it's drawn down. Well, guess what? The camera sits right there. That tells me right there that the camera, the way as tight as it is in there, over time could have been pressing on there and moving it around, and could have caused this from opening and closing and everything else. I went back and took a better look at the way my son did it, and his open and closing techniques, and he followed exactly the way I have. So what I was going to tell everybody is that it looks like it was probably a factory boo-boo from when they first installed it and just took time. So anyways, thought I'd do a little follow-up and let you know. Talk to you later. Bye.